Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to Pure Farming 2018 here on the PS4. We are in Germany and we're kind of blocking the van. It's trying to force its way past our tractor, but you can hear, listen, he's listening to the stereo. You can hear the tunes on the radio inside the van. That's kind of interesting. Let's move that out of the way. I was wondering whether or not I would end up blocking traffic, which I kind of did. But at least I haven't broken it completely to the point where he can't move once I clear the way. We had a couple of pop-ups there. One was, I think, a greenhouse, and I'm not sure what the other one was. I wasn't paying enough attention, and it's gone now. So, whoops. But it looks as though our greenhouse... oh, wow, yeah, look at that. It's thrown out a whole load of stuff. Let's go empty that. I'm going to use the Big Mac for this because it's raining and I don't want to get wet, so that's why I'm not using the Mini Mac as I would normally do for this job. There we go. So, big news. The PS4 update drops tomorrow. Cannot wait for that. We're going to get all of those extra sort of fixes and improvements as early as tomorrow, and apparently we're going to get 2 new items, 2 new bits of equipment. Apparently, is this full? Oh, it is. Yeah. Wow. I've got to remember where to take the peppers. I can't remember where we're supposed to take these. No, it's not purchasing center, is it? It's storage. Oh, it's down there, isn't it, by the rabbits? I completely forgot about that. The update goes live on PlayStation 4 tomorrow. I'm not sure exactly what time, whether it's going to be a midnight drop or whether it's going to be at some point during the day. I'm guessing midnight, but you never know. It may be the early hours of the morning. It may be region specific as well in terms of the time. So if you don't get it straight away, don't panic. It will drop at some point for you tomorrow. That much I do know. Xbox users, you're going to have to wait an extra few days. There is obviously some differences in between coding the different systems required, and apparently it's taking a little bit longer for that update to get certified on the Xbox store. So that will go live for you guys in a few days. You won't get it on Friday with the rest of us, but you will get it. So don't worry, it is coming. And it did say we're going to get 2 new bits of equipment as well. Now, I immediately thought, great, fantastic, new toys, thinking vehicles. But then I realised it didn't specifically say vehicles, so I'm not sure what they're going to be. I have asked a question. I haven't seen a response yet, but if I do see it, then I will obviously mention that on my Facebook page as soon as I find out what those are going to be. I did share the post with the news of the update, and I'll stick it in the comments down there. So I'll link it in the video description. So yeah, definitely looking forward for the update tomorrow. I'm hoping a lot of the bugs that we've had will stop being bugs and will actually just be fixed as of tomorrow. That would be really, really nice. You see, the clock is back to normal. That was something that we were suffering with yesterday, and it looks as though our canola is actually ready to harvest today as well. That looks pretty ready to me. So yeah, I think actually I've just disconnected from that trailer. We're actually going to need that, aren't we? Oh no, we've got our big trailer in here. I completely forgot. I was wondering why I couldn't see it. Let's hook up to our big trailer and let's go grab our harvester, and we'll actually start harvesting our canola. Kind of looking forward to seeing this. And seeing what it looks like. So we'll park up just there. Right, now let's grab the combine. This is our brand new shiny toy that we haven't used yet. We bought this on the first day. We swapped out the one that we were given to get this Agromash one. I'm looking forward to trying this out. So let's see how it handles. So harvesting mechanism is off. I want to go to work. There we go. Oops, wrong button again. I've just been playing Farming Sim, so I'm pressing the wrong buttons to switch camera. Oh, and I need to drop the header as well. I forgot about that. There we go. Okay, so slightly disappointingly, you don't really see much going on with the header in terms of product going through the header. We are seeing the grain going in to the top, and it's kind of a little bit different the way that's appearing in there. It's a little bit like the kind of trailer fill graphics, so it's kind of like almost like a soupy kind of solid block with just a few definable sort of beans in there. It's not a bad texture, but it's not the best, but it needs to do. It shows you the level of fill. Obviously, you know, it's not what we're used to with Farming Sim, but I am liking the cut canola texture. And you can see we're actually we're spitting out straw, even though this thing doesn't supposedly spit out straw. Let's go to straw dump and see. Oh, the flap opened. There we go. That's the kind of mechanism or display that I was looking to see at the back. That's better. That's nicer. But yeah, I mean, from some angles, this kind of looks great. I think the cut canola looks great from side angles like this. When you get down and you see it at this kind of row, this kind of angle, it looks really good, and it looks good in those rows. When you see it from above, it kind of looks a bit, well, yeah, not so good. But from certain angles, it looks really, really nice. I mean, I think that looks a lot nicer as a texture from this angle than it does with Giants. But from that angle, it's a bit, it's a bit shit, isn't it, really? Unfortunately, there's nothing there. It's just a kind of, you can hardly see anything. It just turns out as a couple of little spots on the field. So from some angles, the crop texture looks great. From others, it doesn't look quite so good. And it's the same with the actual crops themselves. You get really up above, and it's so thin that it doesn't really see like there's anything on the field. But when you get to a sort of a side-on angle, it suddenly starts to look so much better than it did before. That's one of the things that's always struck me as a little bit odd with this game, is that kind of peculiarity with the textures. Sometimes they look amazing, and then you change your camera angle and they look awful in comparison. It does seem to be perhaps a little bit inconsistent. I'm guessing they look a lot better on PC than they do here on console, which I suppose is kind of to be expected. But there's no settings in the moment to actually improve this for 4K gameplay on the PS4 Pro or the Xbox One X. I don't know if that's ever going to come or not. I would imagine some point further down the line they must kind of implement, that kind of improved visual settings. I mean, the PS4 Pro recently got an update which allows us to super sample, which basically it renders everything. Normally with my PS4 Pro, it'll only render to match the display that it's connected to. So if you have a game, you can set it that has a 4K setting option. You can set it to 4K, render in 4K. It'll only render in 1080p if you have a 1080p display, like me. So Some games you can kind of set it for the higher settings, but it won't do anything. Other games, like Farming Simulator 17, it has 4K support in the options, but I can't even select, 1440p or 4K display, because I don't have a display that will actually allow me to output, that signal. So it just only lets me select 1080p or 1080p enhanced. Now, I did try Super Sample the day it came out, which just happened to coincide with the day that we got 2 Farming Sim maps as well, Oakfield and Oregon Springs, and I did my map tours and then I watched them back, and I didn't notice anything hugely different while I was recording, but when I watched the recordings back, having already uploaded them, they were very, very blurry indeed. So super sampling did not really do me any favours at all for recording. So I haven't tried it out for this, because it may... super sampling essentially allows us to render in 4K and then scale back a little bit to try and just improve the visuals and the frame rate a little bit for 1080p users like myself. It's kind of a best of both worlds type of setting in some respects. Like I said, it didn't really do me any favours at all. It completely screwed up my recording when I tried it on Farming Sim 17, and I don't want to try it on a scheduled episode of this. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably do a test record and then see what happens to some footage on this game, and go from there. Just looking at the canola grain texture, it's not too bad, although you don't really see any detail again. The textures definitely aren't to the same standard that we've had with Giants, but again, Giants have been working on their franchise for 10 years. I have to say this every time. We're making comparisons against a long-running franchise that has got a much bigger budget and has gone through multiple iterations. So it's always going to be a harsh and potentially unfair comparison. So we always have to state that, when we do make a comparison, we have to, remember this is a first attempt, and for what we've got, it's a very good first attempt. Now, I've had some issues with this game, and you've heard those issues, and you've seen those issues, but I still like it. I still enjoy playing this game, and I still think it has a lot to offer. And I think going forward, this game is going to get better and better and better. It's not quite there in terms of the level of polish that it needs to be at, but it's not too far off, and I think we will see improvements on a fairly regular basis over the life of this particular title, and as the franchise expands and evolves over time. I'm guessing this is not going to be a one-off game. My guess is that we're going to see a sequel to this in a couple of years' time. And I'd like to think it would be a couple of years rather than every year. I think if you go every year, then with a game like this, I don't think it gives you enough time to work on it properly. And also, you run that risk of ending up like, all those EA games that get spit out every single year with very little changes, little tweaks here and there, but very little to distinguish one game from the other, from the previous version. So unless you're the most absolute die-hard fan, why would you continually buy the same game essentially year after year after year, every single year? With a couple of years difference, it gives you time to get a lot of life out of a game and get a lot of play out of it before you then get the next one. You don't feel, especially if you're late to the franchise as well, people who buy a game and then 3 months later the next version is out can have a right to feel maybe slightly aggrieved. People who buy a game after it's been out for say 6-9 months, and then they've still got another year before the sequel comes out, that's a year of time for them to have fun and explore the game and get get a lot of life out of it. So I would like to personally think that it will be, you know, every 2 years. I don't know. I don't know what Ice Flame's plans are long term for the franchise. Only they know that. But maybe they'll key us in at some point in the future. And there we go. That was a nice, easy little harvest job there, wasn't it? Didn't take us very long. Oops. We got everything done. I'm still working, aren't I? Yes. There we go. So let's go and dump our grain. Actually, I might still have enough space left in the trailer for the last of that canola. Let's turn around. Crashing into everything. Still haven't learned. And all the time I've spent playing farming games, my driving has never been worse than it has been the last few months. It's been absolutely appalling, regardless of the game. Will this all fit? Nope. Of course it won't. We've got a lot though. What, 22,000 litres in here? No, that's not the barn. That is the cows. Barn is around the corner. We've got 22,000 here. Another, what, 3,000 left in the trailer. So nearly 25 grand, nearly 25,000 litres. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. And I must say, I do like these tip animations. You know, seeing the product actually falling loose through the back of the trailer like that, I do like that. That does look good. There we go. So let's go get the last of the canola. Only going to be another couple of thousand litres. Then we'll go and check on our sheep. And check on our rabbits. Might well have a fair few to sell. There we go. Nope. Raise the header. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Right, so let's go put the combine back around the corner. Yeah, we really didn't spend that much time using this thing, did we? Pretty much, you know, blink and you miss it, boom, done. So this is why I think it's a shame that we only have the one field to harvest on this map. I think maybe we did it with this combine. But I wanted to try something different. We'd already used the other combine before. I wanted to try something I hadn't used before. So yeah, we probably overpaid for a combine of this size for this map, but yeah, it was nice to try something something new. Right, let's get back into the Big Mac. We'll go dump this in the silo as well. 2,800 litres. Take our total up to around 25,000. Excellent, there we go. So, let's just drop the trailer here. Let's go check on our sheep and our rabbits. We'll start with the rabbits because they're closest. Oh, that cage looks full, doesn't it? 25 rabbits in there, so we're going to sell all of these. In fact, we can sell all 25, all 3 cages. That's 75 rabbits. Oops, I only sold 2. There we go. And sell again. And I have to keep backing out this way, because if I carry on selling through the tablet like that, then I'm losing money. I think I did just sell through the tablet on that second set there. I'm not sure if I did or not. There we go. So let's buy in. What's it asking me to sell now? No one else to sell. Okay, that's a bit odd. Yeah, there we go. Sell option's gone now. So let's buy in a load of rabbits again. That's that cage full. And finally the third cage. That's a few extra thousand that we've immediately spent half of again, refilling the rabbit cages. But we're up to £3 grand. That's not too bad. We can go and sell some peppers later, I think, maybe. Let's head over here. 4% of space filled up. Is that all? Let's check on the state of our lambs here, our sheep. So we are fine for prepared fodder. We have 57% sheep. Still got 10 more lambs. It's going to take a little while for those to grow, but we have 10 other sheep. And just 5% wool at the moment. But there it is. I wonder where we can, how much we'll get for the wool. Do we actually have a price menu in here, I wonder? Farm economy. Daily profitability is bad. We're losing money based on the amount of money that we're spending, but that's because we've been spending a lot on fertilizer and stuff. That'll change once we actually sell off some of our crops. I don't know if there is. There's a stock market apparently. I'm guessing the stock market is just to show the price of our goods. Canola's increasing. You can see we have 11 tons apparently. And that's the only one we're going to have anything of, because this is a brand new save file. Just looking at the price of our sheep. 48 in the tablet. I wonder if I can sell direct from here. See what the price comes up as for a sheep. 48. That's the same price. So it says here, look, prices when selling pigs and pigs and cows. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, it doesn't apply. So we our rabbits and stuff through the tablet, so we don't have to keep going back to the cages. We just need to go there to actually top them up. Okay. Well, we don't have pigs, and we haven't got cows in yet, so we haven't got to worry about that too much at the moment. I think maybe we should perhaps go and sell a bit of canola. Let's just pull out the way. Let the maniac in the van go through. So let's take a look at the map. And purchasing centres. The canola silo is over there. So let's set a marker. Yeah, let's go sell some of our canola. We won't necessarily sell all of it, but we'll certainly sell most of it, I think. Okay, why is it not giving me the option to actually fill up? Ah, there we go. Just wasn't in the right position. Got to be... well, no, I've lost it again. What is going on with this thing? Am I too far away? go here. I'm not even under the pipe. Okay, so that's a little odd. It's letting me fill up when I'm not even under the pipe. But if I am under the pipe, I'm too far away to actually fill up. I wonder if that's one of the things that's getting fixed with the patch. That's a little peculiar. A few little quirks and foibles that we need to kind of get used to. Oh, this is taking its time to fill up, isn't it? It's slow. And it has a very weird sound effect as well. It's almost like a rustling kind of squelchy sound effect. Not the kind of sound I would have expected. That's a very weird sound effect. I'm trying to place what that makes me think of, and I don't know, it always makes me think of like an animal scratching at floorboards or something like that, you know, or a skirting board. That's very, very weird. Still we're filling. Wow, this takes a long time to fill up. Wow, is this slow? Alright, there we go. So, we have a full trailer, I think. Oh! I saw his front wheels lock up as he skidded there, and of course he honked his horn. Not a happy chappy. But you know what? Yeah, I've taken enough... I've taken enough problems from those trucks. It's time for me to start causing them a few issues, I think. He's honking me again. I'm going too slow for him, apparently. Honk me again, I dare you. I'll slow down to 5 miles an hour. Oh, the other one. Look at the other one. He's like, he's nearly slap bang in the middle of the road. He's hot. Well, that's it. That's it. Right. Yeah, you can honk me all you want. I ain't going any faster than this. It's a small, petty little thing. Oh, he's trying to ram me! What the... Oh, man. You know, we joked about the traffic on maps like Sandy Bay and Thornton being aggressive because he moved at 30 and if it hit you, you went flying. This traffic is super... It's bordering on road rage. I wouldn't be at all surprised if the driver jumped out and started attacking me with a tyre iron or something like that, you know. Yeah, alright. Oh man, that was interesting. He's still honking me. Man alive, and we're in the wrong place. We need to go further down the road. Ugh. This is the wrong sell point. This is where we need to be. Oh, and he would have come down this way as well, so we would really have slowed him down. He's still honking. We're not even behind him anymore, in front of him anymore. He's still honking. I think we've broken the spirit of that driver. Right, how much can we get for our canola? Stop honking! That's going to happen for the rest of this game now, isn't it? He's just going to honk and honk and honk. So what can 22,000 litres of canola fetch? Not much, by the look of it. Wow. 5.5 grand for 22,000 litres. That is terrible. But I suppose, again, it's the perspective of it's a different style of economy. So the equipment in this costs a lot less than it does in Farming Simulator. The cheapest tractor in this is incredibly cheap. The most expensive tractor in this is about the price of a small tractor, a good but small tractor in Farming Simulator. So we can't really read too much into the fact that we only got £5,000, because it's everything costs a lot less. So it's not a great profit in terms of what we usually see when we harvest canola on Farming Sim, but this doesn't run by the same financial rules of Farming Sim. It has its own in-game economy. So I'm not entirely sure whether £5,000, we haven't done that much sort of crop farming, so I don't know if £5,000 is good or bad. It doesn't seem good, but we don't really have anything to compare it to. So it might not be as bad as it looks. It might actually be a pretty decent price. Really don't know. Right, let's park the trailer back up near the silo again. I'm just wondering whether or not we start working on that field again. I think what we might do is our animals are kind of taking care of themselves, and somebody mentioned to me in the comments that, they kind of agreed with me. It was one of my newer viewers, actually, David. Actually, the game seems based around having the main farm in Montana and then some separate side locations for you to go and spend a little bit of time away from your main farm on those before returning to the main farm. Now, I'm curious as to what happens if you travel from one farm to another on the same file, which you can do. I'm curious as to what actually happens. I'm going to jump out so I don't burn out my fuel there, because again it's running low. But I'm really curious as to what would happen if we were to go to Japan and spend a bit of time working in Japan. What would happen to our farm here in Germany? Would the greenhouse is ready again. Would the animals keep growing and breeding and dying if left alone for too long? If we spent too long in Japan before we came back? These are questions that I haven't seen answered anywhere yet. So I think that tomorrow, well, we'll do it just for a couple of days. We'll go and head over to Japan. We'll take a quick look around in Japan. We might, maybe do a job or two over there if we've got some equipment. And then we'll come back to Germany after a couple of days in Japan and see what's happened to our farm. We'll see what's happened with our greenhouse. We'll see what's happened with our animals, our rabbits and our sheep in particular. Because, like I say, I'm really curious as to whether or not... Oh, the mower fell over. It's unfolded itself, so that's okay. But, dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, I'm really curious as to what would happen if we were to sort of move over, because, like I said, I think this is all based around the concept of having one main farm in Montana and then going off and having side businesses to support your main farm. And that's why we have Germany and Japan and Italy and Colombia and so on and so forth. I think they are separate side businesses in different countries to support your main farm on the big Montana map, which is huge in comparison to these maps. So that's my theory, and like I said, I don't know what would happen to these. Do they get suspended? Would just time freeze on these farms? I'm not actually sure where I'm going. I'm going the other way, aren't I? Would time just freeze, or would time continue? So before we go, because we're almost out of time already, you can see it's 10 to 8 in the evening. What we're going to do is we're going to make sure, obviously we've done the rabbits today. They're all brand new, so before we sort of jet off to Japan, we're going to make sure that the greenhouse is fully stocked up with water and fertilizer, and then we're going to, like, when we come back, we're going to check on the age of our rabbits, we're going to check on our sheep, see if we still have any lambs, and then that'll kind of answer those questions for us, I think. So let's see, how much fertilizer do I need to top up my greenhouse? We've got 30%, so that's 6 bags. So I need 70%, so that's 14 bags of fertilizer to get that up to 100%. Okay, so that's $280 we spent there. Let's go transfer this to the greenhouse. Let's transfer the contents. There we go. Let's leave that there. I need the water trailer. In fact, I need the other Massey. Sorry, the other McCormick. Let's go grab some water and make sure that our water tank is full at the greenhouse. I don't think I have any water left, and something strange seems to happen to my equipment in these sheds. It keeps bouncing all over the place, or at least when I load the file back up, the equipment seems all over the shop. The water tanker was in a different position. You can see that the plough has kind of moved, the seed has moved. I don't know if it's me putting stuff in too close to itself that is causing issues, but it's a bit weird. It never seems to be in the same place that I left it. It seems to have, like, been nudged or moved out the way whenever I reload the file. It's a little odd. So yeah. So normally, as I say, I batch record 2 or 3 of these in a row, and then leave it for a few days, and then come back and do the next 2 or 3. And today I'm just doing 1 because, as I say, update drops very, very soon. So I want the update installed before I do the next one, seeing as I know it's coming. So it feels a little weird only doing 1 episode, sitting down to just record 1 of these today. But I will be updating and then batch recording as soon as the update goes live, and we'll knock out a small, quick few episodes in Japan before we head back here. Nope, I don't want to work. Turn that off. There we go. I want to transfer. There we go. And while I'm here, because my fuel tank is again, one of the things I'll be able to fix will be the fuel. Can't wait for that. Let's refill the tank. There we go. We'll make our way back to the farm. I suppose we should get some lights on, really, shouldn't we? There we go. As I say, we'll top the water up, and then we're going to go to the logistics centre, the travel centre, and hop on a plane. I'm just looking to see if I can actually see where that is on the way. This might be it here, but I think this is the butcher's. Yeah, Schlachthaus, that's the slaughterhouse. It must be over on that side somewhere then. So there is our greenhouse just coming into the shot. I bet you we run out of some of our fertilizer by the time we get back. Oh no, it's still 100%. That's good. I was a little worried. Where's the water butt gone? It's... oh no, there it is. I thought it had moved since we'd expanded the greenhouse. So let's transfer contents. Oh wow. Yeah, I've turned the wipers on again, haven't I, instead of cruise control. Ugh. I keep making that mistake. I'm so used to the farming sim controls. Can't shortcut through my silo because the trailer's in the way. Can I shortcut down the side? Or are there too many buildings in the way? No, I can squeeze my way through here. There we go. I'll go the other way. I think that's slightly quicker. Let's get another trailer's worth of water. You can see how much fuel we've used up already just making the run back from from the water pump and the petrol station. That's mad. I do know that from what I've read that the fuel settings, you can change how fast that they go down, but if you do, it makes the fuel more expensive. So effectively you're still paying the same amount. It just, you know, it's like super fuel that lasts longer but it's more expensive. That's essentially the way that kind of translates out, I think. You know, the slower your fuel consumption, the more expensive the fuel is when you come to top up. I believe that's the way it works. And we shall find out very, very soon. Right, so let's take a look for the logistics centre on the way back. We know that's the store. That's where we get our equipment from. Is this our flight place? No, that's the creamery. So that'll be for where we sell our milk. Maybe this is it. Yeah, I'll bet that's it. That's where we're going to go to actually hit the you know, hit the travel point. Now we could theoretically take one of our vehicles with us, and I am toying with the idea of maybe taking the McCormick with me, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to. We'll probably buy a pickup truck because we won't get. I don't think we'll have one out there. We'll probably buy a pickup truck and then ship that back with us. You know, go to Japan, buy a Mitsubishi, and bring it back again. There we go. And now we've used up 5% of the fertilizer, but at least we know where we are. So, okay, yeah, that's it. Let's make our way over. Now, there is a teleport system, and I'm trying to remember how to teleport on this. But yeah, there it is. Look, there's our logistics center. No, it doesn't seem to want to let me zoom there. Never mind. I know where it is, so I don't really want to go over there in one of my vehicles. We'll just leg it on foot, I suppose. This is actually potentially very, very dangerous. Running along here at this time of night with very little lights around here and maniac AI drivers means that chances of getting hit by something pretty high. But we need to take the gamble. It's not too far, and I don't really want to leave my tractor in the car park, especially seeing as I'm planning on bringing a pickup truck back from Japan with me. So we'll have that to drive back from that location once we get there. If it had been all the way over there, then yes, I would have driven, but as it is, it's not too far. Let's run and hope we can make it across. Yes, we can. Alright, so let's travel. So we are going to Japan. And this is where we can choose what we bring with us. And the more we bring, the higher the cost. Oh, installment payment. That's what it was. That was the other pop-up. Was, you know, a loan payment. So if I wanted to bring my my X7, for example, if I tick that, you can see that my cost to transfer is now 1,300. But I'm only just going to go as is. So let's make our way over to Japan, and when we get there, we will start a quick, very short little run through in Japan before we head back here to Germany to see what happens to our freshly topped up farm. And here we are in Japan. We've literally just appear in this area here. So we are here in our brand new location, and we will explore this tomorrow once the patch has been downloaded and installed. So thanks from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with a quick look at Japan very soon.